Hi guys, Julie and Connor and I are getting ready to go out and hit the slopes. We've got a couple days left here at Mammoth. Want to make the most of it while we still have some good weather. If you've been watching the Triple Qs this morning and you are thinking in terms of the volatility band course that you took or just the volatility band videos that we're watching here every day, you should have seen plenty of opportunity up above $281 per share for these inflections that got all the way up into 281.76. There's also this lower band at 281.40. And you can see that once these reversals happened one or two times, it was easy to spot where they were going to happen again and then catch them for these sort of fractional gains compared to what we've been seeing over the last couple days, but nevertheless still gains. Then we had this one that came down, broke down through $281. And if you had a buy order there, you should have been out right below the pivot line. This was not setting up to be a great trade. You could see that it was starting to move down pretty rapidly. And when it got down to $280.10, that was the cue then to initiate a long trade. So in this case, down at 280.10 was where we saw an inflection that was going to line up exactly with yesterday's closing range. And that gave us up to about 280.35 in terms of expectancy. So you wouldn't necessarily expect it to get all the way up to this 280.54 number. Rather, we'd be looking at the close and the open over here and the low of this bar that came down through that 280.54 threshold. And then this big volume by price level over here tells us that it's going to have a tough time chewing through that. That indicates that there's sort of a wall sitting in front of us of volume, and we don't know exactly whether or not we're going to be able to pick right through it or whether it's going to stop us. So that was the game plan down in the bottom of the range here. And now I think the next thing that I'm going to be looking for before we head out here is a move that gets up to this anchored VWAP and the central pivot, and then possibly reverses back down again for a retest of first 280.54 and then 280.10. So I think that these bands are going to represent the place that you're going to be able to find opportunity over the course of the session, and also take note of the fact that RSI is playing nicely today and giving us good indication of where price is going to turn. So right now we're down low, and price has started picking up into the upper part of these bottom ranges. That's all to be expected when price was coming down from this high up here at 281.76. We saw that RSI was at about 70, and that we were just sort of cascading right along the upper 2 standard deviation band of the volatility, and that we also had good constraints by all of this volume by price activity. So everything's lined up pretty nicely today. I'm going to say it's not the easiest day to read because it's sort of sideways choppy trading, but if you want to look at the game plan sort of for the afternoon, then this is where I would suggest focusing your attention. All right, I will talk to everybody later, and we are going to go and enjoy some time on the slopes of Mammoth.